Welcome YouTube world and welcome to KeethTalks episode 1. Today in this episode, I hopped on a call with my good friend Armando from Mexico. He and I are both Sub 2 students and met from within the Sub 2 community. So hopefully you guys learned something. Enjoy the show.
Hey, so here we are.
Hey man,
Finally.
what's up? Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So just to give everyone some context, if you are ever watching this, so Keith and I connected through Facebook Messenger. We both are in SOC 2. I've been there for over a year, and Keith has been there for a month, 2 months.
7 weeks, week 7
Wow.
right now, yeah.
And you already done some deals, so I'm pretty impressed by
Got two deals under my belt right now.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. So, yeah, and the goal for this call is to get to know each other, try to see what each is trying to accomplish. Both are trying to build we're trying to build a wrap businesses in the Texas market. So it's kind of like in some way we are like competition, but in some other way we could collaborate and do pretty amazing things together. I have different skill sets than he has, and of course different experience and different friends and everything. So this could be pretty good, and something that we were thinking about is to becoming battle buddies, and be pretty open and sharing hey, I'm struggling with this, or I need you to keep me or help me accountable with this, or let's do a deal together. Here's the deal. And I can bring this to the table, you can bring this to the table, and just build something, so that's the context of this new relationship. I don't know if you want to say something or add something.
Yeah, man. No, yeah, definitely. Ever since I joined Sub 2, one of the main reasons I joined is for networking, right? That's the biggest reason I was even attracted to it in the first place. The community is unreal. So I've never had a battle buddy or had someone for accountability before. So that's completely new to me. But I like it so far, and things are going good. Everyone in the community is very helpful as well. So definitely worth it. All my time and energy in it. And yeah, so like Armando said, I want to be in the rap business and rapping deals. I found that it's very difficult to do in Canada. It's not something that we have here. That's where I'm from. Right, I'm from Canada. Armando's from Mexico.
So yeah, we're international investors.
Yeah, we're both international. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. So I originally started off my real estate experience about 2.5 years ago. I got into the BRRRR method, and I was essentially just buying, renovating, renting, refinancing, and then repeating that model up in Northern Ontario. And I successfully did about 6 units. But the biggest challenge I had as a Canadian, especially in the Ontario market, is that evictions are almost impossible here. It's very tenant friendly. It takes 6 to 12 months to evict a tenant, and then if you screw up the paperwork, you got to start back from scratch. So it's almost impossible. And what I liked about the States is that, especially in the Texas market, evictions is not that hard at all. It's pretty easy, right? It's landlord friendly. That's the first thing. And the second thing is the Sub 2 portion of it. We don't have Sub 2 in Canada. It's not a thing, right? But it is in the States. So those two things attracted me, and that's how I got it.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Awesome. And you said you have 2 deals since you joined Sub 2, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Are those rap deals, or what are those?
Both of them are rap deals, right? Yeah, I wanted to say specific to raps just because, with my BRRRR business, just in case I need to go to the property or do anything, it was easy for me to drive there. But me driving from Toronto to Texas is hectic. It's not going to happen. So I wanted to find a business model that worked, and then I realized, wow, raps is the thing. You're basically a bank, a middleman in between, an existing mortgage and the seller financing note that you give out. So I'm like, this is amazing, especially in a rising interest rate. Remember the saying they always said, don't fight the Fed? This is a way to not fight the Fed. That's the way I thought about it, right? So I'm like, yo, this is the opportunity I have to be in. I have to capitalize on this no matter what. But yeah, the first deal I got in, fortunately for me, because I already have 2.5 years of experience, in Canada, I have a few JV partners here, right? I borrowed money from people. I've built a relationship with them. I paid interest on time. Even if the deal didn't work out, I still paid my lenders, right? So because I built that relationship, I just had to find the right deal within the community. And there are so many wholesalers within the Sub 2 community. So instead of just going direct to seller and making calls, I just started reaching out to everybody within the subject community, trying my best to network with them, and then running their numbers. Like I just underwrote the deal on my own. That's it. I also did the underwriting course as well, right? So then I underwrote the deal myself, and I'm like, all right, is this going to work out for my joint venture partner and myself? If it is, all right, let's do it. And the first deal I got, it was in San Antonio. The sub-2 mortgage was at 3.75%.
Wow.
I mean, that's amazing. 28 years left. It was a $224,000 remaining mortgage balance. So that's what the payments I took over. And then seller financing, I sold it at $295. They put down 5%. And yeah.
And how much are you cash flowing on that property?
So that property comes in right about $850 a month. And
wow.
of that, yeah. And I give my my JV partner 15% return on his money. So he gets a big portion of it, but that's only until he gets all of his money back. And after that, the cash flow is 50-50. So that's how we set it up.
With the private money lender, are you doing like interest only payments, or are you paying like in chunks, bringing them up?
Yeah, so it's like instead of calling it interest only payments, we just call it cash flow, because technically they're private money partners and not private money lenders.
Okay, so they partner with you. Yeah, like JV, as you mentioned.
JV with me, exactly. So then so because I'm Canadian, I can't just have an LLC in Canada or I'll get double taxed. I got to pay tax with the IRS and Canada. So I have a GPLP structure, right? It's like if you were to buy Apple stock and Apple did something, they're not supposed to do, they're not going to sue you as a shareholder. They're going to sue the CEO or the executive. So just like that, the LP is all the shareholders, the GP is the people who get sued. GP is just essentially a checking account with $100, and the LP is me and everyone else that just comes in or pulls money in, all the JVs, and then that's how we partner up. And then that holding company will own all the LLCs, which will own the properties.
Got it.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I know it's very. So then they come in as partners, and then I promise them a good return, because what's the point of them putting in money if they're not going to get a better return than what they can get in private money lending world. And right now people are getting 13, 14, 15% return. So I need to at least match that. So that's the deal I made. Hey, you'll get this return, and then afterwards the cash flow will be 50-50. But what happens if there's a sale or a refinance, right? Let's say the end buyer sells the house. Well, there's a good spread, right? Yeah. The sub-2 mortgage was 224, and I sold it or the new mortgage after the down payment or whatever was like 280 something. So it's a big enough spread to get all your money back to. And my entry fee for that was only $30,000. So it works out, yeah.
Love it.
That's how I structured the deal. I know, it's pretty interesting, yeah. And I do it differently too. Like I'll make a PDF for them, and then I'll present it to them, and I'll send it out to all of them and see who's interested. But yeah, I have more JVs lined up now than I actually have like deals, but I'm actively trying to find deals within the sub-2 community. So
I mean, within sub-2,
you've been doing that for a while, right? Yeah.
Pardon me?
Yeah, I know it's going to be pretty easy. I see a lot of deals, but not all the deals numbers make sense, because
some of them
have
pretty high entry.
I don't want to buy no equity deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. High entry fee, or they're like no equity deals.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not looking for no equity deals, because when I get like refinanced out, then I want to make sure I get money back, or I get enough money to give back to my joint venture partner as well. Yeah, so that is very important to me.
Got it. Interesting.
But yeah, how about your deal? I know you did one too, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So just to give some context about me, I joined sub-2 about like more than a year ago, and I've been leaning more into like the system side and more like integrator. So I have worked with amazing leaders inside sub-2, like Richard Knowles, Vincent Lanza, and some other people, where I'm building like the backend systems for their wholesaling operations. And I can do pretty much like an integration, like a CRM with the scraper from the county data, and then skip tracing, or I just build like a integration between like or sending a drip campaign of direct pieces of mail for niche marketing, or like cold calling campaigns, or like whatever is needed in the like systems and automation side.
Yeah.
However, probably like a month ago, I decided that it was time to begin like becoming a real estate investor, rather than just wholesaling. Yeah. To begin actually trying to get some cash flow and those things. So I decided that RAPs was the way to go for me because same as you, like I'm not like that close to where I'm going to be investing, so I don't want like a tenant problems right now until I have enough
Yeah.
infrastructure to do that. But RAPs, you sell the house, right? So the problems are
Mhm.
their problems unless you need to foreclose on them, and that's like a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But usually you don't get like that much trouble with RAP buyers. And also in Texas, it's kind of hard to make a single family house like cash flow because of the high property taxes, right? So usually a wrap where the buyer
Taxes. Yeah.
pays the
They're
taxes.
insane.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
surprised.
yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
um,
I was so shocked how high the property taxes are.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I'm surprised as well because I don't see those numbers here in Mexico. So, but yeah, I mean that's the way I'm doing. And
Yeah.
this week I actually found a deal in stock too, and I reached out to a wholesaler and was like, "Hey, what's the status with this deal?" So I was
Yeah.
just browsing, in the Facebook group and Discord, and I saw this deal. I reached out to the wholesaler, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's available. With the price drop, we have a lot of like action, but no one has bought it yet." And I can show you the numbers. It's pretty funny that I bonded nice with this wholesaler, and then he was like, "Yeah, you can buy this, or like, what are you trying to do with this, right?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I think this would be a wrap deal." He was like, "Yeah, so you can buy it, or uh, we could we can take it down together, split like the entry fee,
Mhm.
and then just JV on the cash flow." I was
Oh, okay.
okay, interesting. That's something nice because he will be cutting like his assignment fee, where we have the cash to the seller, and then everything above that we will split that. You know,
Okay. Yeah, that
and
makes sense.
he's taking care of the acquisitions, and I'll be taking care of the disposition, like finding the
And
wrap
buyer.
buyer, yeah, the end buyer. And good thing is that the property is about 3 hours, like a 3 hour drive from where I live. So that's really good, So I can go there for a week, show the house
Oh,
around
really?
if needed. Yeah, get to know
Okay.
the neighbors and everything. So I live in Monterrey, which is like the north of Mexico, like 3 hours from McAllen. And this is
Oh,
where the
that's
deal.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet,
So
man.
I'm not that far from the US. It's still a
Yeah.
couple of hours, like or short flight.
Right
Um,
away, right? Nice.
yeah.
So tell me about because this is really interesting because you built like the entire like website for wholesalers, right? And then I guess you did lead generation a little bit too.
Yeah, so well, more on the like whatever they needed. I just built the systems. They usually have VAs and have different
Yeah.
like a lot of team members. So they
Hmm.
have most of the like sales jobs filled, but this like how can you build infrastructure to handle all of them and give them the best quality data or give them the best speed to lead or how to keep like for example Vincent Lanza, he does something what is called like a well, he reaches out to wholesalers and tries to find like dead leads from them and just
Yeah.
convert them into creative deals. So it's pretty important that you keep them updated, right? If not, they'll be calling you like, "Hey, I sent you these three deals. Like, what's going on?" So what I did just basically built a website that is connected to the CRM, so it fetches the data from the CRM, so we can publish like what the status is, latest time that we call them, any comments from the closer to the wholesaler, and everything is like we have like a partner dashboard.
Okay.
So those kind of things,
Okay.
that's
So
what I do on systems. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm also thinking about because like you also dispo your own rap deals, right?
Yeah.
So
So
is it
that's
just
what
like
I'm
a
getting into. Yeah.
email list or okay? So how are you gonna how are you going to structure that? Is it just like an email list that you build, or is it like a website with a domain name that you bought, and then are you
Oh,
like how are you
for
doing that?
for the wrap
Yeah,
deals,
yeah,
let me show you. So I'm actually planning to build that like a whole thing, right? So I do have like a website, getownerfinance.com.
yeah. Cool, man. Oh, that's a
So
great name.
yeah,
GetOwnerFinance.com.
get
That's a
owner
really
finance.
great name.
And
Yeah.
I also have like getsellerfinance.com. So
Com.
I
Nice.
redirect to this one. And then in here, people can just call like McAllen, Texas, and then click search. And it's going to search for properties in that area that are available in my system. And then in
So
here,
Where is it pulling from though? Is it pulling from Zillow or MLS or where is it pulling
No,
from?
from my system, from my database.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So we have this one. We have like a form, different things, blah blah
Oh,
blah.
these are your deals. Sick.
Uh,
Awesome, man. This is
we can
great.
open this, and then we have all the property details. We have like a map, so they know where this is. If we have a nearby property, it's going to show like a nearby properties, like about like from this specific property, right? Contact us, like so yeah, I built this, and then all of this is being tracked, like everything. If
Everything.
let me show you something fun.
Yeah, show me,
So
man.
the tool that I'm using to track everything is like Mixpanel. This is
Yeah.
an advanced analytics platform where in here I'm tracking every action that people do. So there's a website engagement which was from Veracruz. Right now I'm traveling. I'm in Veracruz, Mexico.
Okay.
This person went to this property, to a property type, and then we have this log, like which property.
They looked at.
I know, yeah, like they clicked learn more, and then they clicked saved property, and then on saved property, based on this, I can do any type of marketing, right? So I can have the
Yeah.
closer call them, I can show them different PPC ads, I can send them a direct piece of mail. All of these is being tracked, and then these are triggers for other actions, So that's what I
This
do.
is awesome. Yeah. Man, why don't you just offer this as a service too? For
Yeah,
like the people within the sub community, like you can just like create a membership, like subscription model. I don't know,
yeah,
$10 a month or whatever, and then you can monetize off of that too.
yeah.
I would join,
So
yeah, man.
like if I send a direct piece of mail and they scan the QR code, I will know which QR code was scanned from which campaign to which property, and like everything.
Sweet.
And then I can build like a like flows or
Yeah,
ideal like customer journey, and then I'll see
yeah.
where people are dropping, right? So maybe they send me their contact info, but they do not like schedule the call. So I can
Hmm.
enable a trigger and reach out to them, like if something happens, right?
Happens. Okay,
Um,
that makes sense.
so
Yeah,
this gives like a complete visibility of what's going on, besides the CRM. So in the CRM, I also
yeah,
have like all the contact info, like all the
yeah.
basic things. But this is like the pretty advanced things, because you can determine any attribute or any action and perform actions based on those attributes, at
Nice.
scale. So these can handle, I don't know, 100, 200, 300,000 customers per month on your website or any marketing channel, right?
Bro,
Yeah.
that's that's sick, man.
So this is
All the
what I do.
success to you.
This is what I
Yeah.
meid by systems.
Yeah, now I get it. Now I get it. Yeah, I know a little bit of coding. I have like HTML experience, but that's about it. Just
um,
basic WordPress stuff. But yeah, cool, man. This is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
This is the deal that you have right now, I guess, right? In
yeah.
Mission,
This is the
Texas.
deal, and we can talk about this. Yeah, this is in Mission, Texas. So this is a pretty like a
Yeah,
6 beds house, pretty big house. Nice looking, pretty clean. Like nice bed with a small hot tub, pool, and then has like these bedrooms, right? Um, Another view of the kitchen, like a
what's the? I'm interested to know what's the like. You got this on a sub two, right? Mortgage.
yeah. This is a sub 2 plus seller curry. Even has a. Let me show you the
There's
numbers.
a, yeah,
Let's jump into the numbers.
yeah. I want to know what was the remaining mortgage balance of the sub two.
Um, I don't know. Let me verify that. I forgot about it. I have the PI and everything. Let me. Where is it? Let me get the remaining mortgage balance, but it's 1 year old. Like it was purchased like 6 months or 1 year from now. Um, so
Okay.
it's pretty. I will go and see on my email, because this was sent from a wholesaler, right? Um, Let me see
Yeah.
what the remaining mortgage balance is. But basically, this is like a 6 beds,
Oh,
4.5.
2.75. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the mortgage right now is 2.75.
Interest rate.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's sick, man. That's really
Has
good.
full year bill
Yeah.
2002. And then there is, so this note. Then we have a second position note, which is going to be like seller carry. which is 157 at 5% for 30 years, which ends up to be like a 842.
Yeah.
And then we have HOA, we have taxes, and then we have insurance, right? Taxes, I
Nice.
don't have the number, right? I think this one is 180. Taxes, I don't have the right number right now because it's a VA loan. So they have like a 0% like a tax, property tax right now. But I believe that when they transfer
Okay.
everything, we will be paying taxes. So this is a round number, you
Okay.
know. Um,
So your cash flow is going to be like 600, 500, 600 something
yeah,
probably, right?
yeah,
Ish. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That's really good.
Right
That's
on
really
it,
good.
right on it.
Yeah. I like
Um,
numbers, so yeah, cool.
so yeah, rent rate is this one. Let me show you. Let me give you some context about where the property is located.
Yeah.
Um, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So this is funny that you can. I have to ask about the like location because this property is about like 2 minutes from the border. You know, this is
Okay.
the like the bridge, international bridge, you know, and
Oh,
the property is right
okay.
here. So it's pretty
Yeah.
close. So I don't know if that was
Yeah.
good or bad. You know, like people want to be
Yeah.
like that close to the border. I mean, it's a border town, but that close. Um, so I had to call some friends that live in the area and I was like, hey, is Mission a good area? Like people, is that desirable or not? And then is this
Yeah.
subdivision desired? And this is like called Sharyland Plantation. Let me try to get the number.
Hmm.
Yeah, I cannot get it. But Sharyland, oh, here is Sharyland Plantation. I was like, hey, is this a good thing? And they told me that it's like the fancy part of area, but like old fancy, right? So it's not like the up
Okay.
and coming, but it's like
Yeah.
old but really good houses.
Okay,
So
that's
here's the
good.
house.
Yeah.
Here, Los Milagros. This is one of the best gated communities in the whole city. So it's just one street, almost
Okay.
like one street from this one. Of course, these are bigger houses, more exclusive. They have two lakes, you know, inside the gated communities. It's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
um, this is one nice community, and then also up here, uh, Cimarron. That's another really good community in the area. There used to be like the nicest uh like golf course or like country club here, but it was shut down at the end of last year. So, but it was like this still is overall a nice place. So the property is right here, right? Um, easy access to like to Mexico, of course, and then easy access to like the rest of McAllen in a nice looking like area.
Yeah.
Now let me show you the rent
Yeah,
comp.
man. What McAllen, Texas is like all the TikTok videos I've seen.
Yeah, like in big houses, pretty cheap, you know.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay, those are the comps, right?
yeah, so this is like I think I'm losing you for a sec, but here is the like the rent comp that I'm pulling. This was rented for like a
Hmm.
3,500. It's a slightly smaller house. It's 5 beds instead of six, and it's like 700 square feet less. So that's interesting. And then we have ARV
Square
comps.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah, ARV comps. This was sold on June 2023. Same area, right? So real comp 580, a little bit nicer
Yeah.
house, you know, like more clean, like recently renovated,
Hmm.
but the same street, right? So it's just like two or three streets over. Something that I'm thinking is the price is 495, and I'm pulling this number based on the target monthly payment that I want to do, right? Because the purchase price doesn't really matter as long as the
Right.
monthly payments are affordable,
Yeah.
so you can actually find a buyer.
Yeah, and it's less than the ARV too, so that's good.
Yeah.
So it'll be easier to sell. Yeah. So you think 7%? Like, don't you think you'll be able to sell it for 8%?
Yeah,
Because
but
right
then
now the conventional mortgage is 7, right?
yeah, so we could push this
Right?
higher. How? Let me show you. So give me one sec. Let's go to bank rate and let's run some
Or
numbers.
you, yeah, or you want like a,
I want a target. So I'm getting like if I have
yeah.
this target, what interest rate will that be? You know, but I want the target monthly payment to
Hmm.
be about $4,050 because the rent rate is
Okay.
3,500. right? If I go to
Yeah.
4,500, it will be pretty hard to people to overpay that much, you know?
Got it. Got you.
So that's where I'm a little bit tight. So that's why I'm having the 7%. Um, so like if we do want to sell this note to an investor, it's better to have a higher like a percent because they
Yeah.
need a yield, right? So they will take a
Yeah.
bigger discount on this note than
Yeah.
probably someone else's who is at 10%, for example.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, if we need to sell this note because we get like a due on sale or something happens, um, we might have some issues around
Issues,
there.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your plan though? What are you gonna do if you get a due on sale clause? Like I
So
know you can do a land contract, that's one, but you have to get like a end wrap buyer involved. It's a whole thing,
it's a
right?
whole thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. There are different ways to handle the due and sale clause. Which you can take reverse different things and then rearrange, which I think since the seller is pretty open and like the wholesaler has built a really good relationship with the seller, I think that will be doable. And also this wholesaler that I'm part like JVing with, he's from top two and has done a lot of deals, has done multiple wrap deals. So I kind of feel that someone is holding my hand across this
Yeah.
process, you know?
Yeah, that's the
Um,
best, man. That's the
yeah,
best.
that's the power of like being with people, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
or you have some network around you, and then
Or
this other
skills.
person has
Yeah.
a network, and then you'll find a way, you know, whatever
Exactly.
happens, just make sure that you have some war chest. For whatever happens,
Yeah.
just make sure you have someone if you need to foreclose on someone or you need to
Yeah.
pay like a holding cost a little bit longer, like 2 or 3 months, you know, just make sure
Hmm.
that you have something around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if we have these at 495 and we have like let's do a 50,000 down payment. This is what scares me a little bit about the down payment. That is pretty large, right? So definitely
Yeah.
has to be like a business owner, ideal, probably like a Mexican business owner that wants to be close to the border, nice side of like a Macau and
Yeah.
everything.
I mean,
Um,
you could like, are you trying to recover your entry fee?
yeah,
Like, is that
so
why the down payment? Okay. All
yeah,
right. That makes sense.
so our entry fee, I think it's around like 35, something like that.
Dollars? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so we
right.
can go lower, right? Do we want to
Yeah.
start high at 10%, but we might go to 9%, 8%, 7%, you know, or even
Okay.
go lower to 5%, and then we can just like take that like that hit, and then just like increase the monthly cash flow, and then just pay us back, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You
that
could
would
do
be
that.
the option.
So you should check it out. Like I did something a little bit different with mines. Like
Okay.
because like I actually didn't put any money down in my because yeah. So when I brought the joint venture partners, I should be calling them capital partners,
Okay.
right? Because that's what the relationship that I have with them. Because I used to burr properties, right? So they brought in the entire entry fee. That's why they get a higher percentage of the cash flow until like they get all their money back, and then it's 50-50 going forward. But at the same time, because I'm putting the deal together, I pay myself. So there's the front end, the middle, and the back end, right? In the
Yeah.
front end, I like from the holding company, and I tell them this, right? I pay myself a $5,000 assignment fee, right?
Okay.
Which is not
Yeah.
much; it's small. So then instead of 30, it's 35,000, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
get 5 grand up front, and because I got 5 grand up front, I'm okay to not like get
Cash
more of
flow
the
like
cash
that
flow.
much. You're right.
You got
At
it
the
exactly, right?
beginning.
Because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting paid up front, and then I'm still getting something every single month,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Love
then
it.
afterwards it's 50-50. And then when we sell, because there's enough of a spread, I'll get paid at the end as well. Like if we get refinanced or something. So
Okay.
then I try to make sure that I want a lower down payment. But the problem is like if the end buyer comes in and they're only putting down $25,000, and if it's just me and I'm putting my money in, I'm gonna be at a loss. But I
Yeah.
don't want to take
Yeah.
the hit. So that's
Yeah.
why like I'm just like, you know what? I don't the only way I saw possible out of this was bringing in capital partners where I was just like the working partner.
Love it.
So
Yeah.
because I structured it like that, now I can get paid 3 ways, and then I'm doing all the work, they're happy, and I'm happy, and it
I
kind of
love
works
it.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting, right? Yeah.
100%. And for this money, so I will be splitting the like the entry fee with this wholesaler, and wholesaler has the funds to deploy right now. He has like
Yeah, that's good.
another 5 like fix and flips and everything, but he has like
Oh,
to the
nice.
operation. So yeah, and I will bring the other funds. I will be probably tomorrow. I will be reaching out to different like private money lenders and be
Yeah,
like, hey,
Gator guys. Yeah.
yeah, well, more like private money and like get like something for like so Gator is like 90 days or less, right?
Oh
Like
yeah,
more like
yeah.
EMD, private
Yeah.
money lenders is like
Some of them do private money lending and private money partnerships too,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, they'll
100%.
yeah.
So it's just a matter of finding the right person and then try to get the money for like 6 months with like whatever. Okay, so that was a quick
Yeah, we got cut
commercial
off.
break. Yeah, I got cut off. Anyway, so yeah, I was saying you, I was telling you that so my goal is to bring like a private money lender and pay them like interest only for
Yeah.
6 months, and then at the end of those 6 months, like pay the like principal, and yeah, that should be a sweet deal.
Yeah.
Of course, I need to not only the entry fee, but some like extra, a little bit extra,
Yeah.
to get the whole like a holding cost in case we need them, right? Like the
Yeah.
like 1 or 2 months of like a holding. Uh, and of course, I'll be splitting everything with the other Southeast student. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy. You know what? Let me just show you like like the bank rates in case someone else is watching. Like how did we
Yeah.
come up with this number? Um, I think it will be useful. So can you allow me to share the screen?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Do you have to send a request or do I just do it?
Just go to the green button and then
Yeah.
like share screen, and
Share
then there's a
screen.
like an arrow and allow multiple people to share.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, got it. Sweet. So just in if anyone is watching and needs to know how to price wrap, so usually what I like to do is just get like the um, target monthly payment and then work the numbers backwards. Of course, this is like the entry, like to get an idea, and then you have to modify these based on your buyer's like case, right? If they have like a
Mhm.
only 40,000 down payment, it will change the whole numbers, but you have like a
Yeah.
base number to see if this will work. So ideally, what I learned so far, I don't know what you think, but you want to be like a 10% up to 10% from the rent rate. Right here, we'll be pushing it a little bit. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. So 10% will be like,
So
yeah,
I just go based off of like what's the ARV and then 20% down what would the normal conventional mortgage be? And then I
okay,
would just see, okay, am I less than that or over that? If I'm less than that, then I want to try to come up so I can be getting paid the same thing that a conventional bank would be getting paid, right?
okay,
Or a little
interesting.
bit
Yeah,
more. Usually, typically for seller financing deals, it's always going to be more because they're putting down like
yeah,
5, 10, never
yeah,
not 20%, right?
yeah.
So, but at the same time, if you overcharge that community of people who
It
want
will
the
be
seller
shrink.
financing
Yeah,
are not going to come. Yeah, it's going to
yeah,
be a smaller audience. So
yeah. Like
you have
someone that really
to
needs that property. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
usually there's something where I give away. Either it's the purchase price, the interest rate, or the down payment. One of
Yeah,
those three. You just gotta mess around with it until both parties are happy.
yeah,
But yeah,
100%. Yeah. For like the initial numbers, like when I'm on writing it, so what I'm trying to do is like get like a total payment from here. I gotta remove,
4,000.
yeah, 4,000. So basically that's including taxes, insurance, and HOA. So not
Nice.
all of that money is for you, right?
Yeah.
So and then from the actual money that is coming to your account, you gotta pay the PI and also the seller carry, right?
Yeah.
So in here, these are like outdated numbers. So this is actually the PII, including insurance.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
let
nice.
me, yeah, I need to update that. 180 in insurance. We have seller carry at 842, and then we have basically the HOA and taxes, right? So that
Yeah.
will come up to be, let me see my notes here. So should be taxes and 800, about like a 600-ish. I need to run the numbers later to update.
Yeah. It should be around 600-ish. That's what I was thinking, like 5 to 6-ish, right? But
Yeah,
that's really good. So I guess you guys are dividing that in half.
yeah, in house.
Uh, but then like a portion of it will go to the private lender, right?
No, the private lender will be like interest only payments, and I will be paying him for her,
Oh, okay.
right? So it would be like, if you know what, for the private money lender, let's say that I borrow 20K.
And what's that 20K going to? I guess just
my
holding
part
costs?
my part of the entry fee, and also
Oh,
1 month of holding
yeah.
costs. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well,
At
okay, got it.
12%, and this is per year, right?
Yeah.
So if I borrow for 6 months, I'll be paying 6%, which is basically uh monthly payments of 200 plus month 6 pay back the 20K, something like that, right?
Okay.
So this is
And
like 200. So out of my cash flow for the 6 months, for the first 6 months, I'll be only getting 100. And then from there, I'll be getting 300 per month, you know?
okay, yeah, that makes sense. So what about so um, like the collateral wise? Usually when you go to a private money lender, they want some kind of collateral. Were you just going to use like your previous properties? Like, are you going to show your LLC, for a DSCR loan, or are you going to like try? What other options did you have?
I don't know. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do, because I haven't this will be my
Yeah.
first property to actually like take down
Oh,
and
as a
private
wrap?
money lender.
Yeah. So I
Uh,
had that same problem. So every like private money lender I spoke to, they were hesitant, even though the deal was good and there was such a spread there, and with the refinance and everything, they can get their money back because there wasn't a collateral. Like technically, you can't use a note as a collateral. Apparently,
yeah,
from just a few of the people that I talked to, it has to
yeah,
be a hard asset,
yeah.
right?
Usually
So
you add a lien to the property. So
yeah,
what, yeah,
exactly.
that's one thing. But
But you sell the note, right? So then you can't add a lien to a note that you've already sold. So either it's got to be like from your LLC, you're borrowing against that, or it's got to be like a JV structure where it's, you know what I mean? It's kind of like private money lending, which is, the same thing. It's
yeah,
technically the deal that I got, I'm no money in, right? But you just got to figure out a way for them to get their money back and just negotiate and talk. It's kind of
yeah.
what I did until I figured
And
out my
I'll do
structure.
yeah, I will be the same. Like I will
Yeah,
call them, and I will like definitely reach out to friends and family, like who are in the business, but that already have a
yeah,
relationship with me. Like
yeah,
people
yeah.
inside shop too that I already talk with and have worked with for a couple of months, and
Mhm.
reach out to them and be like, hey, what are your terms? What do you need? This is
Yeah.
like the situation. And if they agree, that'll be awesome. If not, I'll see what to do. So
Awesome,
I'll
man.
see that tomorrow. I'll let you
Yeah.
know on the next Zoom
Yeah,
how
for sure,
everything went.
man. Yeah, we should definitely do something though, 100%. Especially like with I'm not sure like what yet, but I really like how you have like your own domain name and like you built a system out of that. So I can't figure anything out now, but when I do, I'll definitely reach out to you, bro. Because
Awesome.
that's a great tool for like this point. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously there's like the marketing, the page, that there's a bunch of other stuff you got to do. It's just one part of it, but still, it's a great start, right?
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, definitely. I'll be reaching out to you again. We'll do something together. I just
definitely.
have to figure out, like what kind of values we can put together, and maybe who else to come in and build something out of it. So
100%. And the more
definitely,
that we do deals, the more like we'll be learning from marketing, and then I can just
yeah,
adapt whatever. For example, I was talking with someone today, and he was like, "Hey, so something that I like to do is to like post these phone like, so if I post on marketplace or whatever, set these like a link to a website,
mhm,
and then it like qualifies them, right? So yeah, it
yeah,
asks them like what down payment you have, blah blah blah. And then he was like, I also place like bandit signs, and there was a phone number. So whenever they
yeah,
called, they'll receive like a IVR will be like, hey, thanks for your interest, blah blah blah. Please fill out the form on this website. But something else could be done, like if they call whatever number, I can just send them an automated message and be like, hey, thanks for your interest. Here's a form, so please just complete that, blah blah blah. I'll
yeah,
get back to you. So you can screen or fill like without the people. Like if
yeah,
they're trying to rent the property, you don't want them. If they don't
yeah,
have a down payment, you don't want them. Like not
yeah,
right now. I mean, you want to keep them in your database,
yeah,
but not like invest that much time right now, right? Because you
yeah.
have like each day counts because it's holding costs, you know.
Yeah. And
So
and you get to like collect all the emails because
yeah,
you'll be so then you're building your email list, and then when you get your next property, if you have 50 people already, you can just blast it
just
off to them.
blast it out. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
By
you
the
become
way,
a unicorn.
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
for emails, so I do everything with custom code. So for emails, I can send like 10,000 emails for $1.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that much more?
No, no,
How is
no.
it so much cheaper?
So
Really?
because I'm
Okay, I
using
didn't know that.
AWS, right? Instead of going with MailChimp or
Oh,
whatever, I'm going like to the source. And because I can code, I can just build the automation, track everything, send everything
that's
to
it.
Mixpanel. If they open an email, but they not go to a website, they can call them, we can do so many things.
I gotta
Um,
learn coding. Well, that's crazy. You're saving
I'm
so much
telling you,
money.
like
Yeah.
learn how to code in Python and you can build amazing things.
Awesome, man.
Um, but yeah, I mean that's a deal. I will see how it goes tomorrow. I'm pretty excited. This should be a good week to see if this is my first deal, like if my first actual rap deal.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
I will reach out to my friends and see what happens, what they think about it, if they will be willing to lend against the property, like a
Yeah.
second lien and everything.
I'll
Crossing
connect you
me.
with some people that I know within the sub two community as well. I've talked to a few people. So I'll just give you their names, search them up. I'll let them know you're gonna message them.
Yeah, yeah, it would be great.
You
I,
never
I
know,
think
right?
this, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely 100%. But yeah, I mean, I think that's it for this quick call.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Yeah. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the fact that you were down to do this call with me. So thanks for showing up. I appreciate that,
Thank
man.
you, man. I'm
Yeah.
excited for what's coming. All right,
Yeah, man.
see
Yeah.
you guys.